public health experts have been the only people that it's okay to listen to if you talk about COVID-19, right? Because they're the public health experts. They care. They know what's in the best interest of people. They are economically sound. They're not. But we're supposed to listen to these guys as they get it wrong. Take the same damn decision or take different sides of the same subject matter, but the science changed, because really all the science is just a trademark of appealing to authority. That's really all that it is. But here's an example of why the whole misinformation, disinformation thing was such a bad policy for really anything pertaining to the dialogue of COVID. And that was that if you had to listen to the public health experts, and it had to be an authorized narrative by most of the public health experts in order for you to be able to say it and it not be considered mis or disinformation, no matter how late, to the party that some of these guys are. And they often are, because there are other experts with the same credentials that say what they may discover, and they get laughed at the room because, well, they're not a public health expert. They're not the ones that work for the government. We have another example of this, and I'm going to show you guys right here. This is Mark E. Wilson. He is a health officer, so he's a public health official working for, at some way, the Department of Health for Jefferson County. What is this, Alabama? And he's saying that he's just making the distinction that his thoughts are his own, and it may not represent the people that he works for. But this is a public health expert that you're going to see right here get disastrously wrong. So he's sharing something from Reuters saying that children hospitalized with COVID-19 in the U.S. hits a record number. And he, of course, co-signs that, because this is what these public health experts have been expressing for the most part. Doom, gloom, and now they're moving on to the children. And I encourage y'all, I told y'all earlier in the pandemic, encourage y'all to go actually look up what some of these states consider a hospitalization. You'd be surprised. But it says children hospitalized with COVID-19 in the U.S. hits a record number. Okay. Why is this a problem? Phil Kerpen actually explains this. He says, Dr. Wilson, they are wrong. And he says, as I would hope a public health official would check the actual data before tweeting. No, because it's not about data. It's about the actual narrative. I hate to use that term, but that's what it's about. It's a specific narrative of COVID-19 that has to be perpetuated by these guys. And most of them are in on it with these public health experts. Anything that, no matter how untrue it is, like what they did with Florida, getting the data wrong, misassessing the data there, what Texas Tribune did out here in Texas, where they completely overshoot and misanalyze data. But you get people that are blue check marked out of their mind, and they run with it, or they work for the government, or they work for these publications, and they run with it anyway. And it don't take long for the lie to spread. But he says the HHS has the national confirmed pediatric COVID hospitalization census at 1,211 today. This wave peaked at 1,270 in August 13th. The record was 1,278, and that was last year of July the 17th. So he's saying that we basically have not hit the hospitalizations that they had even a year ago, before they were foaming at the mouth at the Delta variant. But it didn't stop him from retweeting that. It didn't stop him from saying that, again, being a public health expert. So my question to you, considering what we just showed you, a guy that literally works for the government, that is a public health expert, and he got it wrong. Why does he get to do that shit? Now, is there any misinformation tag on this article that he shares? Of course not. There's no misinformation. This is disputed by, no, none of that is, of course, there. None of that's there. He just got to say that, and he got to run with it, okay? And he's wrong. And he did he know? Did he care? No, because, again, it was about the doom and gloom that he was spreading, and that's where they're moving now. They can't freak adults out as much with their own individual hospitalizations or deaths. So they move on to the children, right? So people that have trouble, oh, my God, we have to do something. We have to do something because now it's impacting the kids to no of higher of a degree than what it was before when it comes to hospitalizations. Yet he still shared it. So why do they get to do that? That's a question, maybe not for my audience alone, but there are people that are going to stumble across the video that want vaccine mandates and thinks that you should always listen to the science trademark. You should always listen to the public health experts. Why do they get to get it disastrously wrong multiple times? Yet it's still being considered as misinformation or disinformation in the event that I or someone who, even if it's their own data, reads it properly and puts it out there. Why is it that we all of a sudden are the ones that are in the wrong? I like an answer, a serious answer to that question. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.